These couples are on their own when they're trying to figure out the details that surround their wedding day, like for their guests, where are they going to stay? So instead of going online and researching on their own, we're doing it for them. It's not that easy to find the right hotel.
Hi, and welcome to the Hawaii Wedding Podcast by HNL Studios. My name is Keshia, and this is Charles, and we're your hosts for today. And today we have a special guest. We have Mina from 40 Hammocks, and she's here to talk about something that I feel sometimes ends up being forgotten or overlooked in the wedding planning process. And so Mina is here to share some important information about how to book hotel rooms and accommodations for destination weddings. What did you think of the episode today, Charles?
I thought it was great. Mina with 40hammocks.com has an amazing service that helps couples and event planners, coordinators, just basically save money on booking hotels. It's a free service, and it allows you to get personalized recommendations and special pricing that you only can get through people in the industry. And so Mina, as a wedding planner for many years, was able to provide this resource to anyone who would like to get a hold of it. And you don't have to hire as a wedding planner. You could literally go to 40hammocks.com and save between 15 to 40% off your booking accommodations. So I thought it was great. I learned a lot as far as what goes through the mind of someone who is planning their wedding as well as looking for accommodations. How about you, Keshia?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like, this is really an amazing service. It's super new. It's something that I feel is gonna definitely make things a lot better for couples who are planning their wedding, especially if they're located off island or if they have guests who need to fly in. And yeah, we don't want to keep you waiting. So let's start. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Mina. We're very excited to hear from you and learn more about your business and about how it can help couples who are planning their wedding. To start off, can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Yes, well, first of all, thanks, Keisha, for inviting me. Very excited to be here at your podcast. I am actually one of the founders of 40 Hammocks. It's a group travel technology that helps couples to find, compare, book, and manage their hotel block for their wedding guests. We provide access to some of the best hotels and resorts that provide group rates that are guaranteed to be lower than any published rates or any rates that they find online. So that is 40 Hammocks.
Wow. Just out of curiosity, how did you end up being part of it? How did you end up founding 40 Hammocks? What brought you to this industry?
I have been an event planner for years. Our company helps clients plan their destination event or destination wedding. And while event planners help these clients plan for their big day, we realize that these couples are on their own when they're trying to figure out the details that surround their wedding day, like for their guests, where are they going to stay, where are they going to eat, what are they going to do. So they all want to be good hosts. They have people, families and friends traveling from the mainland or from other countries to join their celebration. And so, they want to be able to give these guests a good experience. And part of it is being able to find a place for them to stay. And so that's how 40 Hammocks was founded, because we want to be able to help outside of planning just the wedding day.
Wow, that's amazing. And as far as 40 Hammocks is concerned, is it just like the hotel like rates, or do you also provide guidance on other aspects of hosting destination like couple like guests?
So our goal with 40 Hammocks is to provide, recommendation and guidance for an exceptional group trip experience. Right now, we're helping with hotel blocks, but we are going to expand to other, other types of, let's say, if you're looking for a place to gather as a group, group activities. So it's more on an overall group experience.
Wow, that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about, because we're very curious. This is new. This is something that I feel is kind of, no one has ever done this before. So we're curious, how does it work? For example, like how does the experience work for a couple?
Well, I'm glad that you said that because we have people asking about, this kind of service in the past, and that's how we conceptualize the service. And it's very easy. We have a platform. If clients are interested, they can go into our website, which is 40hammocks.com. Now, if they're looking for accommodations, what we do is we understand and we want to help and make it easier for them. So we try to understand by asking them when is their event date, where is their venue, what are the things that are important to them when looking for accommodations. Do they want to be close to shopping? Do they want to be close to attractions, transportation? And then from there, we can give recommendations for hotels that they can look into that match what they're looking for. So instead of going online and researching on their own, we're doing it for them. We want to understand what they need and what they prefer so that we can offer them selections that match and make it easier for them to find the place that they're looking for.
Can I ask, what other things besides hotel would a typical person would reserve with you guys, or like possibly seek? Was there anything else that you guys like offer in addition to, like, special rates for groups? Is there more to it, I guess? Or what I guess I'm trying to understand exactly how what the benefits would be for a couple or somebody wanting to plan an event at a certain destination.
Yes, so that's a good question, Charles. For now, we are focused on helping them with group accommodations. And the benefits are they get discounted group rates, when you go find your own accommodations, because some couples, they have guests asking them where to stay, and the guests will just look for their own accommodation, do their own research, and they find the retail rate online. But when you try to get a group rate, you get better rates than the individual rates that you find online. And not only that, there are other perks and discounts that come with the group rates, like discounted resort fees, discounted parking fees. So there are a lot of benefits that come with booking a group block.
Can I ask, because for example, when you book a wedding at so and so hotel, it kind of comes with a group rate for booking a block of hotel rooms for the couple. Can I ask what the difference is between this and going with 40 Hammocks?
Well, the difference between that and going with 40 Hammocks is you don't have to do your own research. Finding your own hotel block means that you go online, especially if it's a destination event and you're not familiar with the area. It's not that easy to find the right hotel. There are so many choices out there, but is it at a location that's desirable for you and your guests? So that's one thing. Like, there's local expertise that comes with booking a hotel through 40 Hammocks, because each location, there's going to be a local expertise recommendation. So that's the difference between finding your own hotel block versus finding it through 40 Hammock.
And then you did mention, so I guess for couples who want to book through 40 Hammocks, is there a minimum? Like, do you have a minimum number of rooms that they need to reserve to be able to get the rate?
Yes. So, in order to get those fabulous group rates, hotels will require a minimum of 10 rooms. Some hotels will require higher minimum number, but typically, in order to get the group rates, you have to secure at least 10. Now, 40 Hammocks is actually offering a unique feature that is not offered by any other, platform that offers hotel blocks. We understand that there may be groups who need less than 10, or maybe hesitant to book 10 rooms because it's such a high room commitment. I don't want to commit to 10 rooms, but maybe I can commit to 8 or I can commit to 7. We offer a unique group matching feature. If you are looking for accommodations at the same destination during the same period, and we find another group that is looking for a similar type of accommodation, then we can match them and put them together. So even if the rooms that they want to book is less than 10, if we can put, let's say, one group is looking for 6 rooms, the other group is looking for 7 rooms, then we can put them together under one hotel block so that they can collectively enjoy the benefits of a group block.
That's amazing. That's really good. And you mentioned being an event planner for such a long time, and I'm sure that experience of planning events actually brought you to this. You saw a problem that needed a solution, and so I'm kind of curious because there are still a lot of couples who do their own planning, they research their own accommodation, and so what are some things that you feel that couples overlook when they research the hotels and the accommodation part for themselves and for their wedding guests?
Well, Keisha, actually, some people or some couples who plan, or even if they're working with a planner, they don't realize the benefits of hotel block. It's not actually on their planning to do list. And it's something that they realize that they need later on when their guests ask them about recommendations and where to stay. So that is one of the things that is overlooked by some of the couples planning a destination event. Like they don't even realize that they need to look into a hotel block. Now, for those couples who've already decided that they want a hotel block, whenever they look for a hotel block, the first thing that they look for is what is the nearest or where is the nearest set of hotels to my event venue. And as you know, private event venues that are absolutely stunning, they're usually not in the city. They're in places that are about 40 minutes, an hour away, because these are the ones that are near the mountain or near the beach. And so sometimes they overlook the location, that you don't have to be near your wedding venue. You can be having a venue and an accommodation that is 45 minutes to an hour away. And that is okay because your event planner can help you book a private shuttle to pick your guests up, take them from the hotel to the venue, and then at the end of the night, pick them up from the venue and bring them back to the hotel. So that's one of the things that sometimes they don't realize, that they don't need to stay close to their venue. Another thing I'd like to share is, there are some people who prefer to rent like short-term home rentals for their group. Now, as you know, in Honolulu, they are starting to, limit these types of accommodations. So something to look out for as well is to make sure that the house that you're renting is permitted, and also look at each location's policies on short-term rentals, because you're planning and booking these in advance. And you want to make sure that by the time your wedding date comes, that these housing or these housing facilities are available.
Do you have a question, Charles?
No, yeah, I was saying definitely like short-term rentals here in Oahu is still relatively, what's the word, like I feel like it's kind of like wild wild west now, because I've been to like the mainland. I actually went to destination weddings in like Chicago, and like it's very established. There's a lot of different locations nearby, but here in Hawaii it's kind of unique where it's you, you don't always know if you have a good place or nearby, and things like that. It's not exactly the most convenient thing to try and look for like short-term rentals here. So I can definitely see the need for having knowledge and experience, such as with 40 Hammocks, to have block rentals available. As far as just the expertise is really key to give people real options. You can search through like reviews and things like on like TripAdvisor or whatnot, but you're still kind of like shooting in the dark. There's nothing beats like an actual person that knows it and can really give you insights on it. So I feel like this is super valuable for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And it's a different context, I feel, when people go to TripAdvisor. You don't go to TripAdvisor to plan accommodations for your wedding.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
People are thinking about like going near the beach or like like a 5-star restaurant in the hotel, but when you're in a group, that might typically not be the case,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. The restaurants that you find may not be able to accommodate a large group. It's good for two people, but not for a large group.
And you mentioned earlier that typically couples think the only thing that they usually think of when looking for hotels is if it's near their wedding venue. But I guess I do want to ask, what do you feel are the factors that couples should think about when choosing their hotels during the wedding?
The budget of their guests, because there are different levels of hotels, and there may be some guests who will be comfortable with a higher priced accommodation because they want the more luxurious experience, but there may also be guests that are on a budget. So think about, you know the couples usually know their guests and where they would be comfortable with. So, out of respect for these guests, think about the budget, and what your guests will be comfortable with. That's one. Um, and by the way, you can actually book more than two hotel blocks. So, you don't need to just book one for everybody. You can book one that may be more affordable and then another one which is more luxurious. So you're not limited to just having one. And then secondly, like, what do you think your guests would like to do? Because this is also a vacation for them. Attending a destination event or a destination wedding, they're flying out and they're probably spending like 3 nights on the average. So they want to be able to do something else while they're on that trip. So think about what they want. Are these guests looking for, good food? Are they looking for attraction? Like, do they want to do activities like hiking, etc.? So those are some of the things to think about as well.
That's amazing. And I guess in thinking of the planning process, I feel like couples tend to put the hotels at the back of their mind when planning their wedding. It's kind of like, okay, we'll think about hotels later. We'll think about where we're getting ready. So, uh, at what point in the process do you think should couples begin to research, begin to look at hotels, begin to consider their options? Should it be a bit early on, or when is too early and when it's too late?
Well, let me give you a tip. The sooner that you think about hotel blocks, the better. I would say as soon as you've secured your venue, because you know where you're going to get married and what the dates are, start looking for hotel blocks because you get better rates earlier on than as you get closer to the wedding date. You know, hotels increase their prices as their occupancy goes up. So if you book your venue a year prior, that's not too early. I'd say start looking for a hotel block then, because as you get closer, like 6 months in, the hotel occupancy has probably gone up and their prices have also gone up. So the sooner the better. And with destination events, people try to plan their trips sooner anyways. They're not going to decide to travel 2 months before. They're probably looking at it like 6 months before, right? So they can also get good rates for their airfare and plan on, what they're going to do in terms of, the kids, the pets, etc. So that would be my
Ah,
tip.
yeah, no, that's a great tip. Any way we can save money and just make it less stressful, That's an amazing tip. I'm just wondering. So let's say we had like an ideal couple who were planning ahead and they got their venue, a year out, and then they're starting to plan for hotel blocks. So let's say like a year out, how much can they expect to save over retail or of like, hotels.com or like, trip, all these booking places. How much could they possibly save by booking like a group of 20 together? Like, what would that look like typically?
So depending on the hotel, what we see is an average of anywhere from 15% to up to 40%.
Wow.
And on top of that, like I said, some of them would offer discounted resort fees. Some of them would even waive the resort fees. Resort fees can be anywhere from $30 to $40 a day. You don't see that on, other online booking. So there are perks for doing a hotel block.
And super random, I just thought about it. But let's say like you were to book a block, for a couple for like 10 rooms. Would you be able to like apply like a Kama'aina rate as well for them, or like is that even on the table?
Well, that's a good question. Unfortunately, the discounts do not apply to existing promos. So that would
Right,
be,
right. That
but
makes sense.
your group rates are actually better than the Kama'aina discount or
Mhm.
military discount. It's going to be lower than
This is amazing.
that.
This is really. I guess another question that I have: do you still find couples who like? Because I guess I'm kind of like unlearning also the mindset of that your hotel needs to be near your wedding venue. Because I guess for us as wedding photographers, it's more of what is gonna save time. So is it? Do you feel like this is sometimes a struggle with couples because some of them might uh receive like a recommendation from you for a location that is 45 to an hour away. Is it something that is a bit more accepted now?
Definitely, yeah. We see a lot of them, staying in, because we're in Hawaii, let's say they're staying in Waikiki, and their event venue is like 45 an hour away. The photographers can come to the hotel to take photos of them as they're getting ready, and then they are usually, already dressed up when they get to their transportation to travel to the event venue. Or some event venues have a bridal suite where they can get ready. So the distance doesn't really matter because they're there from like before they get ready, and then the photographer is with them already as they're getting ready.
And then I guess with couples who are working with planners, um, and of course when thinking of, I'm not sure if this is a bit veering away from it, but sometimes traffic can be really bad. you know, do you have any tips for couples who are concerned about that, like the location of the hotel and the traffic on the way? If it's an hour, it might turn into like an hour and a half.
That's definitely a valid concern. We do just suggest to give, allowance. And for couples who are not familiar with the traffic situation at certain locations, we suggest that, they ask their planner what they recommend. Like, if we're going to stay at this hotel, what do you recommend? What time should we leave so that we can be at the venue at this specific time? Or if they're not working with a planner, they can ask their trusted local vendor, let's say their photographer. And I'm pretty sure that these people are going to, give them their recommendations. But typically that's how it works, just plan in advance. That way you can reach your wedding venue at the time that you need to be there.
Okay, that sounds good. I have a question, like with a certain scenario. Like for example, if a couple has neglected looking at their looking researching wedding wedding accommodations, researching hotels, and then they're suddenly like 6, 4, 3 months away. And it's crunch time, and they're stressed. Do you have any tips to help them? Like, is there a way to reduce the stress and make the process of booking hotels easier for them? Is
Yes.
it something that you can help with?
Well, I was going to say, if they're feeling stressed out, then go to www.40habits.com, and that can help alleviate the stress because we will be able to help them find accommodations. 6 months away, 4 months away, they can still find group rates. It may not be as good as the rates they would have gotten had they booked earlier, but they are still able to get discounted rates, which could still be better than what they can find online.
When is the latest time that they can reach out to you to ask for assistance? Is there a certain time, like what if I reach out a week away?
Well, some hotels have cutoff dates, which could be like a month before the event date. So, like if you realize that you want group rates, I'd say 3 months. At the latest. And like I said, as a destination event, your guests are planning whether they're going to attend or not within that time frame.
That sounds good. That's amazing. So I guess it really depends on the hotel and when their cutoff time is to be able to get the group rate.
Yeah, I would say generally that's their cutoff period. So if you can plan before that, we can certainly ask the hotel if they have availability within a month. But typically, with many people planning on a trip, it's not like a last minute decision, so they would have planned it before then.
That makes sense. Charles, you were saying something?
Yeah, no, I just had I wanted to clarify something. So I did go to your website, after you mentioned it, and I kind of took a peek around, and I noticed, for the to be able to work with you guys and contact you, you asked for some like preferences and things like that you would like to have or would like to know more information about. So I'm just wondering, so when they do submit their information, um what happens after that? Do you actually like talk to them like over the phone, or like can you walk me through like the process from beginning to end of how this would work for a couple wanting to plan their day?
Yeah, so since this is a travel technology, there's less human interaction, but we can definitely assist through our customer service if they need assistance. But everything is done online. So they submit their inquiry and then they get a response via email. A lot of people find this convenient because they can just email their questions and then they can get a response back. So after we get the inquiry and find out their preferences, then we provide them with hotel proposals that match their preferences. And then from there, they're free to ask questions. There's no limit as to the amount of correspondence. Our customer service team is happy to answer their question. And then once they've decided on a hotel, then that will be secured for their group. They typically get a unique booking link that they can send to their guests, and then from there, their guests can individually book their rooms. We also are developing an app that will help them manage the hotel block, so they can add their guest list there, send the booking list. Send the booking link, and then from there they can see how many of their guests have booked their rooms through the hotel block and how many more are still waiting. And that way they can remind their guests, hey, we have this hotel block. If you would like to book, we have a limited number of rooms. Then they will remind them to book it through that app.
Wow, it's cutting edge stuff.
We
Definitely.
try to make
It's
it as
really cool.
convenient as possible for everybody, for the guests
Right.
and for the couple.
And convenient is good. Like, just I'm just thinking for myself, like it would be great to have that visibility on my guests, and also an easy way to have them, go forward with the booking instead of like shooting text, or I gotta test my cousin, or I gotta call them and like, are you guys gonna do it? Like it's kind of awkward, it's a bit, there's social interactions that you have to think about when instead you have this, this easy app that can help make that more, just easier. And so easy
Yes.
is good.
Yeah, and Charles, you said it. It's all about visibility because it's easier when you see it right away.
Yeah, and for sure, like if I can just add, like so we do work with a lot of weddings and couples and celebrations, and all is great. What makes it difficult is just the s- the social emotions that are involved, because of people's preferences and expectations, and so anywhere you can kind of mitigate that, I feel like is a huge thing to make with the special day a lot smoother.
It removes the awkwardness.
Yes,
Hmm.
definitely. Yeah.
Right,
And
definitely.
I'm curious, like, for example, if I fill out the form today, how long would it usually take me to receive this, like the proposal, the the code for the booking, like for the group rates? Does it take like 24 hours?
It could take a couple of days, only because we also have to check with the hotel their availability, like if they can accommodate those number of rooms on those certain dates, and confirm the pricing. So, because we have to wait from our hotel partners, it may take a few days to hear back with a proposal.
Okay, that makes sense. But that's amazing. And I feel like it's super convenient. And it definitely takes a lot of because it's hard to keep track sometimes when you're doing the booking yourself and then you're asking your guests for like, hey, can you pay me back after this?
Yes, right. So just have them like book their own instead of doing it for them.
I feel like this is really definitely something big, especially for destination couples, especially with guests coming from all over, even locals who have guests coming from all over, from the mainland. I feel like it's gonna make life a lot easier for them when planning the trip. Yeah, I think I'm actually good with the questions, and I'm. If do you feel that there's anything you want to add before I go into the HNL part? Mina, is there anything you
Well,
want to share about Pretty Hammocks?
I just want to add that this service is free. So, it's something to take advantage of. We're not charging to help you find group blocks. So, definitely check us out.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, I'm super like really. It's very new. It's very helpful as well. It's something that I feel is definitely going to make waves in the industry. And so we do have 4 questions that we typically ask all of our guests in the podcast. We call it the HNL 4. And so the first question is, what is your favorite resource that you recommend for couples planning their wedding in Hawaii?
Favorite resource, the knot or wedding wire. If they're looking for vendors, that would be a good resource.
And then, what are some hobbies or things that you like to do for fun? I know you're busy with event planning and then 40 hammocks, but in your spare time, what do you like to do? Hi.
Well, hang out with my fur babies. I have two. Sorry.
They're
We're
making
gonna
their
leave that
present.
part in. We're gonna leave
Yeah.
that
Yes,
part in.
yes, they heard that. Okay. Sorry. Well, another thing is, okay. So another thing is, my husband and I, we love to check out like coffee shops, local coffee shops. So that's what we enjoy doing on our spare time. Um, Going to the beach, of course, and to de-stress, I do yoga, outdoor yoga, preferably.
Is your other dog also a small breed?
Yes, and she's napping. We put her we put her to bed in the afternoon for her afternoon nap, and she's also a Maltese Shih Tzu.
Oh, so cute. I think Charles also has a dog.
Yeah, I have a dog as well. He's a medium
What
dog,
kind?
Portuguese water dog. Are you
Oh
familiar with
wow,
them?
not so much. How are they like? Are they like medium-sized dogs?
Yeah, it's a medium-sized dog. They get confused often with sheepadoodles. They're very furry, and they're kind of known because of they have the Obamas had sheepdogs, and they're desired because they're relatively hypoallergenic, so they don't really shed. So they're similar to like poodles and things like that, but they're medium sized dogs.
Yeah,
Yes, and
that's
we have
good.
two in the house that are allergic to animals, so he's perfect for us for sure.
Oh, that's good. What's your dog's name?
His name is Hyro.
Hyro. That's a cute
Yeah.
name.
Um, we were thinking about names for him, and he's black and white, and we were thinking about Oreo possibly, right, like the cookie. But we're Filipino, and in the Philippines, there's like a Hyro cookie. Are you familiar with it? Like
No.
it's like a Oreo knockoff, like and so we named him Hyro to have that culture, like yeah. But anyways, that's why we
Oh,
call
that's
him
a cute
Hyro.
name too. And
Yeah.
a cute
Hey,
origin. Yeah.
for
A
sure.
local version of Oreo.
Exactly.
Do you have
Yeah,
any pets, Keisha?
I do. I used to have a dog, but she passed away. She was 12. She was old. And now we have a Persian cat. So I'm a
Oh.
cat person now. They're a bit low maintenance, so it's kind of easier to like work and then not have, yeah. But I do miss having dogs, so it's maybe it's something that my husband and I need to revisit. And that one, actually, funny. My cat is actually named Oreo.
Oh, so Oreo and
Wow.
Oreo.
His name.
Let's trade.
Let's say no. I want to keep my cat.
Just kidding.
What do you believe is the reason that you do what you do? I guess in the aspect of being a wedding planner and also founding this company, 40 Hammocks.
We love seeing people come together and have great experiences. As an event planner, the culmination of an event, helping them plan it and then see the culmination and how happy they are when they are together celebrating, and that flows into what we do at 40 Hammocks because we want them to have an overall good, memorable experience during their trip. And that includes not just the day of the celebration, but, the other aspects leading up to that celebration and even after that celebration.
That's beautiful. I definitely agree. I believe it's something that really helps, I guess, position the how, just also remind us why we do what we do as, being part of couple celebrations, because it's something that I feel they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. It's not just a one-off experience that they're going to forget.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but 40 Hammocks, um, we offer premium experiences. So the hotels we work with are typically 4, 5-star hotels. And the reason for that is we find that these couples, inviting their friends and hosting them, they want them to experience like, comfort and nice experiences. So they actually are looking for accommodations that will reflect that. And that's what makes it different is, we offer these 4 and 5-star experiences at discounted rates.
Definitely, that's a big hi.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And then if people want to find you and get a hold of you, where can they reach you?
Well, they can email us at hello@40hammocks.com, or they can also send an inquiry online through our website at 40hammocks.com.
Thank you. And before we close out today, is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to share?
We're just really excited about what we do and what we hope to accomplish for couples. And this is not just a service for couples, it's for anyone having a destination celebration. So whether, you just want to gather 12 of your girlfriends and go on a trip. Or if you want to celebrate, if you have a small business and you want to celebrate with your employees and bring them somewhere that's really cool. It's all about coming together, enjoying, and making memorable experiences. So that's what we hope to offer and what we hope those who are using our services will experience.
Thank you so much, Mina. It was really great having you here, and we learned a lot. It was amazing.
Thank you again for having me. This is really fun. And yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with us and watching. And if you're looking for wedding photography, videography, and photo booth, or if you're looking for wedding resources, you can visit us at www.hnlstudios.com. And we do invite you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment just to make sure that you don't miss any future episodes. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, guys. Bye.